Judge Alex, you know, we just heard from the friend of Justin Ross, Harris. You heard him there. There's a lot of people coming out of the woodwork to defend him. What does that tell us? I mean, he believes Harris is the last person who would intentionally harm his child.
From my perspective, that tells us absolutely nothing. I mean, think about it, Don. How many times have you seen something as horrible as a serial killer, and the neighbors, how many times do the neighbors come out of the woodworks and say, you know what? I saw it coming. I tried to warn people, but nobody would listen. They never do that. The neighbors and family and friends say, oh, my God, he was such a mild-mannered guy. I never would have expected this to happen. People don't know what's in somebody's heart. Now, this may be a tragic accident, or it may be a horrible, horrible crime. And that's what we need to determine in this case is what was his state of mind. Was this accidental? Did he just go brain dead? Or was this something intentional or reckless? And that's what makes it a crime.
Sunny Hostin, we know that parents accidentally leave their children in cars all the time. But, you know, the prosecution will show that Harris wanted to live a child-free life. Is your opinion that this was an accident, or do you think there was something more sinister?
You know, I don't think that we know enough yet, quite frankly. But I want to disagree with Alex, because I think what his friend said is going to be very important, because I think that's the view of so many people that will be on the jury. Sort of that there but for the grace of God go I. Oh, my goodness, this type of thing happens all the time, albeit tragic that it's almost, in my view, an epidemic. It happens all the time. And so when you have a bunch of people on the jury thinking, how could this be intentional when someone like me could have even done it?
But, Sonny, you really think that's what parents will think? For people sitting on the jury of his peers will think that, oh, you know.
I think that this is going to be a very difficult case for the prosecution, quite frankly, because we have, on the one hand, he could be the worst person in the world, the most evil among us, somebody that would be willing to kill his child, or it could be someone who just made this very tragic accident. And I think most of the time you'll find with Casey Anthony's jury, with a lot of juries, they don't want to believe that a parent could intentionally kill their child. So I got to tell you, you know, I'm still reserving judgment. I've said that over and over again. I am not certain that this man intended to kill his child in this way.
But Mark, even with all of that, when the sexting and, you know, do you think a jury would be that sympathetic to this man?
Well, the way you have to look at this is on a spectrum. It's one end of the spectrum is intentional murder of his child, the worst. Close to that, but up there is that real negligent behavior, that criminally negligent behavior where you just don't care. Doesn't seem to be a lot of evidence of that, but all of that periphery evidence, the circumstantial evidence about sexting, about visiting the websites, about trying to find out about child-free life, all of that evidence can swing, like Sonny was saying, can swing the jury away from this is a tragedy. How can a parent kill a child? To, if you're looking at all of these things on the internet, if there's enough there to suggest that you could be a person to kill your child, they're going to convict them. All right.